Hi everyone, welcome to Live Ukulele Jam with me, Matt Stead. Kanikapila Live Mondays. So I hope you're all keeping well, and we're going to do some amazing songs tonight. We've got songs by America, we've got Belle and Sebastian, we've got the Rolling Stones, Nelly Furtado. Who'd have thought that, hey? And even a little bit of Squeeze. So all sorts of funny things going on tonight. So we're going to have loads of fun. All a bit of an animal theme, in case you hadn't noticed. So yeah, thank you. Welcome to everyone. By the way, I'm going to start with a disclaimer tonight. Hopefully, I'll be fine. Don't panic. But my wife Sharon came down with COVID this weekend, testing positive, and has been incredibly rough. Actually, she's really, bless her, she's not doing very well with it at all. And today I've started getting the shortness of breath and a little bit of a headache. So I'm gonna crack on because I feel like I've said before I love Kanikapila, and it really gives me a lift. And to be honest, I could do with that the way I'm feeling this week with all this stuff. So just to warn you, if I sound a bit bungy and there, that's what it is. I'm 99% sure I'm probably coming down with it. It was always quite inevitable once Sharon tested positive. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. Hopefully I'll be okay. Don't worry, I'm not being completely irresponsible, by the way. My unit where I am is in the middle of nowhere, so I don't have to pass a single human being to get here. So I'm quite safe. Don't worry. It's only it's lucky we've got a screen in the way of you guys. I can carry on and we'll be fine. Just to let you know, there's always a little bit of buffering at the start, so just bear with it. If it's a little bit rough at the start, just let me know, and perhaps we can have a little bit of a sound check. I'll do the chords to Horse with No Name first, and if you could just let me know if the sound's okay, then we'll be good to go. I'll just see how everyone's doing as well over here. Let's have a look. So, thanks, guys. Thank you. Don't worry, Karen. I think I'll be all right. Don't worry. Oh yeah, Lisa, I'm glad you said that. Just as a reminder, guys, I will be off next Monday. So next Monday is our Easter bank holiday in the UK. So I'm going to be off with the kids. It's also my birthday. I'll probably be in bed with COVID now, my luck. But we will be away next week, back to normal the week after that. So keep an eye out for sheets. There'll still be sheets popping up at some point. But we will be away next week. So yeah. And thanks Indrani. Yeah, hopefully I'll be all right. I'm hanging in there. Hi Peter. Hope you're doing well. Oh, winter storm watch. Goodness, spring will be here before you get there. Hi, Rita. Hi, Mike. Don't worry, I think I'll be okay. I'll plough on through, and I'll see how I get on. Fingers crossed, I'll be okay. Couple of other things to tell you about. Oh, by the way, I've got a new webcam, so hopefully the picture should be nice tonight. And I've got angles. Look at this. I've got this one. I've got this one. I've got this one. That one's bad. You can see all the mess where my coffee machine is. And I can also write on my iPad now, which would be really exciting. So if anyone needs anything explaining, should be good to go. Hi, David. Oh, David, I don't know if you saw my Facebook post earlier. You won the competition with your Johnny Be Good. So congratulations. Send us an email and I'll ping you over your strings at some point. So yeah. Let's have a look at something that's happening this Wednesday. So as long as COVID hasn't finished me off and I'm still going, I will be here this Wednesday for our next live lesson. And this Wednesday we're going to be doing one of my all-time favourites. Kind of a ukulele rite of passage, isn't it? H is sweet. We're going to be looking at playing it with chords at the neck, at the fretboard. We're going to be looking at inversions. We're going to all sorts of fun stuff, adding dynamics. So that one's going to be this Wednesday at 3:30. So hope you guys can make it for that one. So brilliant. Oh, Mum's here. Hi, Mum. I'm still going, Mum. I'm still going. Okay then, guys, let's have a look at some of the songs from tonight. We've got some really good fun ones tonight. We've gone with an animal theme. Quite often I'll just start playing about with songs and I'll see what I can come up with. And then I think it's the week before, Karen and Esther and Indramani were kind of talking about themes, and they had the idea for this animal theme. I was like, yeah, brilliant. So we've got a really cool animal theme tonight. You can spot each animal as we go. The first one's pretty obvious because it's called Horse with No Name, which is pretty obvious which animal that one is. Let's bring it up on the screen. This is one of my favourite songs to do at Kanikapila because it's the most simple song in the world, almost the most simple. We've got 2 chords and that's it. So you know how normally with Kanikapila you have quite a lot of chords all down the sheet, lots to take in. So this one's in the key of E minor. Now, just to explain, you all know how this works by now, but just in case we've got any newbies, the numbers just refer to the chord in a scale. So we can think of scales as numbers. So in the key of E minor, we have E, F sharp in E minor, G, A, etc., etc. So the E is going to be our 1 chord. And then we've got, I've written that down wrong. Oh no, I haven't. I've written F sharp. It's all right. My foggy brain already. So E minor is our 1 chord because we're in the key of E minor. Now D major 7 is our 7 chord. So we have to count up quite way. E, as I say, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. D is our 7th chord in the key of E minor, way up there. Now, D, normally we would play a D like this, wouldn't we? I'll use one of my new fancy pants cameras. Here we go. Normally D would look like this. Now, when we play a major 7th chord, we add the 7th note of the scale that the chord comes from. So we have to add the 7th of D. And the 7th note in the key of D is a C sharp. So to turn this D into a D major 7, all we need to do is get this finger back here. Now that's not comfortable to kind of just move it back from there, right? So we readjust, and believe it or not, a D major 7 is the same shape as an F sharp minor. A lot of you will probably know this one as an F sharp minor. All right, so nice and simple there. Just an F sharp minor is going to be our 7 chord. And then for an E minor, I thought it would be really, really lovely to do a kind of a bit more of an unusual E minor. It will look like this. 0, 4, 0, 2. Can you see that? Normally an E minor would look like this, wouldn't it? 0, 4, 3, 2. Now by taking this finger off, it's still an E minor, because the notes that make up an E minor are E, which is being played on this string. Then we have, then we'll have G, we'll go for next, the 3. Then we have B down here. And when we play this E minor, we repeat a G. We've got 2 of those. And when we do this E minor, we're just we're having 2 E's instead. We've still got the G and B. So believe it or not, this is as perfectly valid in E minor as that one. And it sounds really nice. It has this kind of open quality to it, which I really, really like in this one. Plus it's only 2 fingers. So that's going to be our E minor with this one. So yeah, we had a little competition on my Facebook group, Uke Student Hangout. If anyone's not a member, come along. We have loads of fun over there. And David Whitty, David won it this week for doing a really great version of Johnny Be Good. And he did it in the key of open C flat. So already, David, you're on to a win already. I was well impressed by that. And you had some really great playing, some interesting blues notes. So very well deserved. All of the entries were just absolutely marvellous. They genuinely were. I was really, really impressed. Hi, Robin. Hi, Rita. Hi, Mike. Sorry, I missed a few highs. Hi, Charlene. Hi, David. Cool. Okay, so let's have a go then. So what we're going to do is we're just going to strum this one down, and we're just going to do an up and down string, keeping this really, really simple, going between E minor and then that D major 7. Believe it or not, that's all we're doing the whole song. Just have a little play with me, just going up and down with a slight bit of swing. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, isn't it, that one? This is from their debut album, America, and kind of a bit of a kind of an obvious album title, I suppose. The album's called America as well. Gets a lot of derision, this song, because it's only 2 chords and the words are a bit ridiculous, but I kind of like it. 1971, this one. The first time I heard it, which was long after 1971 because I wasn't born then, I thought it sounded like Neil Young. I was convinced this was a Neil Young song for years and years until I finally found out it was by America. Let's give it a go. We're just going to strum up and down. The words are on your next sheet, and the sheets are still available for download if you want to grab them. Link in the description, and we'll just keep strumming away. Now, there's one other thing that we can do on this if you fancy it, and this comes on your other sheet that's again linked in the description, your scales reference. If anyone wants a solo on this one, we're going to do an E minor pentatonic or a G major pentatonic. Either will work. Let me come in close. I'll whiz through this one quick because not everyone loves to solo. If the E minor pentatonic is the C string, we're going from the 4th fret up to the 7th, there's your big gap. Then we're going from the 5th fret to the 7th, there's your little gap. And again on the A string, 5th fret to 7. So we have 4, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7. If you'd like to do the G major pentatonic, this one you're going to start from the 7th fret for the C string. This time we have a little gap first, up to 9, 7, 10, 7, 10. See how it kind of creates a shape? And if you link those up, you can get a really, really beautiful solo going on this one. Keep it simple. And as I'm playing the chords in those little instrumental breaks, you can have a go at a solo. If you hate doing solos and you think, oh my goodness, no, absolutely not for me, you can just keep strumming the chords with me. It's absolutely fine. Okay, and we're going to put that in, let's have a look. We're going to put a solo after the 2nd chorus, all right? So basically we're going to go verse, chorus, verse, chorus. Let's give it a go. Sorry, I was just distracted then by Robin's comment and it really made me giggle. I'll leave that up there for everyone else to like that, Robin. Very good. Okay, all right, let's have a look then. We'll just roll this E minor to D major 7. Remember, same as F sharp minor, round and round. Okay, guys, that's really tickled me, Robin. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor, F sharp minor shape, D major 7. Just 4 beats of each or one measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz and the sky with no clouds. The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sound. Everyone, I've been In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. Take a solo, guys. Keep it going. A few more. Lovely. Let's do another verse. After 9 days, I let the horse run free, 'cause the desert had turned into sea. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. The ocean is a desert with its life underground, and a perfect disguise above. Under cities lies a heart made of ground, but the humans will give no love. You see, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. Felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. Everyone, la 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 la. And we'll finish on an E minor. Shake it out. Well done, everyone. I'm just going to turn my monitor down a little bit because I realised I was peaking a little bit there. I think this is my Bow Hannah uke. It's one of my favourite ukes, and it's got a redwood top. But it's like, it makes it super, super crazy loud. So I have to play it really quietly, otherwise it's like boom, and it makes everything go super loud. So let us know how you got on with that one, guys. Give us a like or a heart and let me know. Which reminds me, don't forget to like the video. I know it sounds really daft, everyone, but if you can give the actual video itself a like, it just really helps the YouTube algorithm what's its pick up, which is a really great help to me and just helps spread the word. So thank you, guys. Just going to have a quick look through the comments here, just see how everyone's getting on. I missed some conversation about lemons or something back here. I don't know what it was. But, there we go. Oh, there's some good jokes going on as well. Oh, Indrani, I saw this too late. I'm so sorry, Indrani. All the way through is the simply minor is the answer, but it doesn't matter. A normal E minor would have been absolutely fine as well. So don't worry, it's all good. There we go. Just checking. David's doing his best solo. They're getting spectacular now, David. I love it. Absolutely brilliant. Well done, guys. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got next. Oh, the next one is one of my favourite songs of all time. So loads of you will know that I'm a big Belle and Sebastian fan. They were an indie pop band, still are, in fact, still going strong. They had a great album out last year, and they're from Glasgow in Scotland. And just beautifully crafted pop songs, and I fell in love with them when I went to university, so this would have been like 96, 97, and I got their second album, If You're Feeling Sinister, and a few EPs, and the first album was actually only released on vinyl. 100 vinyl copies were pressed, but luckily a very kind girl from Canada sent it me on cassette tape, and I treasured that. I've still got the original cassette tape somewhere. But it's a great pop song. This one, it's called "Funny Little Frog." I've never really got to the. I've been meaning to ask Stuart because he's really accessible on Twitter. I've been meaning to ask him where the frog comes from, what the actual funny little frog is that it refers to, because the song's really about coming home to your partner and kind of sharing your day. Or I presume it's the partner. At one point I thought it was a picture on his wall. Maybe that's what it was, a picture of a frog. But it's really cool. It's got some really lovely chords in it as well. And this one has something called line cliche, which hopefully some of you will find really kind of interesting. So line cliche is when we have a chord, say a C chord like this, and then we have some notes that are played over the top at the same time as the chord. So, for instance, if you look at this introduction, instead of having just 3 measures of C, which it could have done, it has an A minor that we're going to play in a funny way like this. You know how normally A minor would just be 2 0 0 0. We're going to play it as 2 0 0 3 like this. Okay. That gives it this A note on the G string, which is really lovely. What we're going to do after that is we're going to move that finger back to the 1st fret, which gives you a C augmented. If you ever see a plus after a chord, that's what it means. So C plus means C augmented. Now you can use your little finger here if that feels more comfortable. And then finally we have a C chord where we take our finger away. So we have what we call a chromatic run or line cliche. That just means when we have these 3 notes all next to each other as an intro. So as we play those first few chords, just really highlighting it by hitting it hard. Hear that? We have this beautiful little kind of mini melody going on, and we call that line cliche. It's just a fancy pants name for a moving melody underneath the chords. And that's what happens in our intro. So we're in the key of C now, so C, D, E, F, G, A, or A minor is our 6th chord. That's what the VI means, right? If those Roman numerals are in an undercase, we play them as a minor chord, but we always write them in to help you in the bottom right hand corner as well. So you've got that there. Just checking, I'm not missing anything over here. I think it was just frog talk. That's all right. Yeah, just frog talk. So the intro to this song, if I come in on my close cam, goes like this: A minor, C augmented, take that finger away for C, and then just our bog standard D, the 4 chord, which often gives a bit of a change in a song, and that's what's happening here, it gives a feeling of change, F to C to F. Then finally, when we go to these final 2 chords, can you see just here there's a little kind of note after the number which says NC. That means no chord. It's a bit misleading when we have no chord, because really it means 1 chord. We hit the C just once, count to 2, 1, 2, and then we carry on with that A7. All right. And you'll also notice this is pretty much the same as the chorus. We just have an extra FC in the chorus. All right, let's give that a go just so you can put it into context. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor, augmented, C, D, F, C, F, C, A7. That's it. Yeah, cool, nice. Not too bad, right? I'll stay on close cam for a minute just so I can give you the chords to the verses. The verses are based on the 2 and the 5 chords. That's D minor, like an F with this finger added, to G, to the 1 chord, and back again. That's quite a common chord combination, that is. We call it a 2, 5, 1, 5. The 2 gives a touch of melancholy, 5 creates tension and makes you want to go back to 1. And then the tension at the end makes you want to do it all again. Okay, so then we've got that twice, and then finally, the final time through, after the G, we have an E minor. Remember Matt's little tip on this one? You don't need to change around to this E minor unless you want to. You can just add this little finger up here, because that one cancels out that one, right? So G, E minor, and then we've got an A chord at the end. That's just 2, 1, 0, 0. Now that's something called a Picardy third. I won't get into too much of the detail again, but normally in the key of C you'd expect an A minor there, and by having an A major it suddenly lifts things. Have a listen. Sorry. See how everything feels more upbeat when we hit that, and it's nice, it sets up the chorus. And the chorus, it's basically chords to the intro again, so not too bad when you get the hang of this. Now, in terms of the strum pattern for this one, I'm going to keep this really simple. I'm going to do one of what I think are the most simple but effective strum patterns, and that's down, 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 up, down, up. I like to think of these things phonetically, so you can think of this as walk, walk, running, running, down, 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 up, walk, walk, running, running. The reason I like to think of things as rhythm or phonetics, like down, down, running, running, is it doesn't matter if you're on an up or a down. You could go up, up, down, up, down, up. It really doesn't matter. Or down, 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 up, down, up. As long as you've got that rhythm going, that's what's important. Walk, walk, running, running. So, for instance, that would sound like this on the intro. Walk, walk, running, running, walk, walk, running, running, walk, walk, running, running. So on and so forth. Does that make sense? Let's have a quick look. We've got a couple of questions come in. I'll bring them up on screen and then I'll answer them, so I don't forget. Go. And I'll bring this one back as well. Hi John, I hope you're keeping well, mate. Hope you had a decent work day today. So Amanda was just asking, are there 2 strums as an NC and then 1 strum of A7? Kind of the opposite, Amanda, weirdly. I didn't explain it well. That's not your bad, don't worry. I just do 1 strum of the C and then I do 2 of A7. So that final line of the intro would be F, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, C, and A7. Then that takes us into the chorus, all right? So 1 C, 2 strums of A7. You still count to 2 on that C. 1, 2, 1, 2. Or, if you prefer, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you go on to the verse, basically. You'll get the hang of it. It's like a little kind of stop-starty bit just to kind of keep things interesting, really. And Lisa, line cliche, that just refers to a melody whilst a chord's happening. So really, in effect, that intro, we've got a C chord with this melody doing this. And that's what we call line cliche. It's just a good old musical term that we use. It's used a lot in blues and things like that. You'll hear it in a lot of kind of blues music. This kind of, that kind of stuff. But yeah, here we're doing it. Hear it there on the G string, and that's called line cliche. So there you go, new musical term for you all, guys. Okay, there's one more thing that I wanted to do. A Picardy, like I always think like Picard. Is it Picard from Star Trek? I don't know. That's what always makes me think. Is when you're expecting a minor and you get a major. A Picardy third, it's called. Yeah, a bit of an unusual one, isn't it? Okay, so there's one other stop-starty bit, which is at the end of the chorus. We have this section where we have all these F's to C's. Let me just bring up my lyrics. It goes like this. You are my girl and you don't even know it. I am living out the life of a poet. I am the jester in the ancient want you to do a no chord on that, but count to 4. You're my funny little frog in my froet. So at the end of the chorus, the no chord is on the F. I'll do that again. I'll just do the second half of the chorus, the F's to the C's. I am, you are my girl and you don't even know it. I am living out the life of a poet. I am the jester in the ancient court. Here it is. And you're the funny little frog in my froet. And that takes you into the verses. All right, so pretty cool. Hopefully I think there's always a lag, isn't there? And I think, Amanda, I've answered your question before you asked it. It's like magic. I was reading your mind. Okay then, guys, let's give it a try from the top. Oh, almost forgot to tell you. This one's in the key of C, so the solos are quite nice in this one. You can use the A minor pentatonic or the C major pentatonic. And remember my old trick, the A minor pentatonic, and let's come in close. Oh, I'm nearly out of battery. Sorry guys, you didn't need to see that. Close. Sorry guys. The A minor, I don't know why it's not charging actually, but anyway. The A minor pentatonic is all of your dots on the A string. So 0, 3, 5, 7, 10, and 12. You can use any of those. I think on here somewhere I did a little recording to give you an example. Here we go. Have a listen. Yeah. Just playing the dots. You could do the same on the E string. So on and so forth. You can do the same thing on the E string. The only thing is on the E string, when you get to the 7th fret, we need to hit the 8th fret. Okay, and that works on any song in the key of C. You can do the A minor pentatonic. It's all to do with it being its relative minor. You can also do the C major pentatonic back here by doing an open C, 2nd fret for D, an open E, 3rd fret for G, an open A, and a high C. And you could combine those up if you want, and you'll get a lovely little solo. And we're going to do that. Let's see. Let me just come back here. We're going to put the solo after the 2nd chorus. I'm actually going to keep strumming here, and if you don't fancy a solo, just keep strumming with me. You'll be absolutely fine. And we're going to strum a whole verse and a whole chorus. So if you're really into your soloing, this is going to be a chance. David, I'm looking at you. Best solo ever. This will give you a real time to get into it tonight, which will be great. And all these scales, as I said, are on your scale reference guide, which is available completely for free. Link in the description. Okay, let's have a look. Just checking. Yeah, I think we've got everything. Right, cool. Let's have a go at this. You can do it, guys. This is a really, really fun one. Oh, I just get my words up. There we go. Give me 1 second. There it is. Okay. Here we go. Okay, nice and about here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor. Honey, loving you is the greatest thing. I get to be myself and I get to sing. I get to play a big irresponsible. I come home late at night and I love your soul. And I never forget you in my prayers. I never have a bad thing to report. You're my picture in the wall, my vision in the hole. You're the one I'm talking to. When I get home from my work, you are my girl and you don't even know it. I am living out the life of a poet. Had a conversation with you at night. It's a little one-sided, but that's alright. I tell you in the kitchen about my day. You sit on the bed in the dark, changing places with the ghost that was there before you came. You've come to change my life again. I don't dare to touch your hand, I don't dare to think of you in a physical way. And I don't know how you smell, you are the cover of my magazine. You are my fashion tip, a living museum. I pay to visit you on rainy Sundays. I'll maybe tell you all about it someday. It's a bit of a fast one, that, isn't it? My goodness, my voice was struggling to keep up then as well. So well done, everyone. Well done. Woo! Let us know how you got on with that one. Give us a heart or a like or an angry face if you hated it. Hopefully not too many of those. It's a great pop song though, isn't it? The only downside of Kanikapila is I want to hear you guys. And I keep saying one day I've got this dream. I know that loads of you are scattered around the world. In fact, we've got loads of people we've got lots of people in the States, Hawaii, Germany, Scandinavia. We've got people all over. But I'd love to get everyone together and have like a real life Kanikapila. Because when I'm doing those chords underneath, it's like, oh, I'm itching to hear some of those solos. And obviously I don't get to do that, which is a real shame. But you do. Hopefully you're enjoying your solos. And David, I hope that was your best ever one. Let us know how you get on, as I say. And we're going to calm things down a little bit now, which is probably good because I can feel my voice starting to go. If you missed the start of the show, I'm 99% sure I'm coming down with COVID, hence why I look probably bright red and a little bit rough. Sharon came down with it this weekend, and I'm starting to feel it in my chest, so I think it's me next. I was negative this morning, but I've kind of feel like I've gone a bit downhill through the day. But I'm going to soldier on, so just excuse me if I go a little bit weird or my voice goes or anything. You know what's going on. And just in case anyone's watching and thinking I'm being totally irresponsible, don't worry. My unit is in the middle of nowhere, so I'm not going past any actual people, so don't worry, I'm not going to spread anything. So let's have a look at the next one. Oh, we got some good ones. Nice, Joanna. That's a really tough one as well, isn't it? I mean, compared to Horse with No Name, that's really, really tricky. Yeah. And yeah, Andrana, yeah, a little bit lost in the middle. That's okay though. That's cool. That's cool. Excellent. Hope you all think so. Cool. Remember, Indrani, you just made me think of something. So, if you don't know the songs, it's worth having a real good listen on YouTube. So when we do the Kanikapila sheets, we try and get them out Wednesday, Thursday. Sometimes it's the Friday, but it gives you the whole weekend at least to have a listen. So what I'd like to do, I haven't had chance recently, but what I'd like to do is I'll put the songs on the comments when I post the Kanikapila session, so you can go away and have a listen, because I'm exactly the same, Indrani. If I don't know a song, I find it so much harder to play, definitely, especially the timing and everything. But yeah, cool. Well done, guys. No, I don't know this yet. Jamulus. Somebody was telling me about that. I need to look it up. Yeah, where you can all play without delay. I'd be really interested to know how many people you can get in one go, Amanda, because that would be really, really interesting, actually. Yeah, but I will. Eventually, we'll get everyone in one place. As I say, Peter said, build it and they will come. I guess the nearest thing is our retreat this summer, where I will see a load of you, which is super exciting. I can't wait for that. Okay, let's take a look at Wild Horses next then. Really beautiful song. by the Rolling Stones. This one was 1971 as well. I think a few of the songs from last week were 1971. It must have been a really amazing year for popular music, because this is the same as America. The Horse with No Name that we played at the start was also 1971. And this one's about horses as well. I don't know, maybe one of them influenced the other, who knows. Interestingly, apparently this was written in 1970, and they actually gave this song to the Flying Burrito Brothers. I don't know if any of you know the Flying Burrito Brothers. They featured members of the Byrds, had a kind of country rock kind of feel, I suppose, and they performed it first, but then I think their performances kind of made the Rolling Stones reconsider it, and they did put it into their own set, and obviously it became a massive single for them and a huge hit. So it's lucky they didn't just give it to the Flying Burrito Brothers. Lucky they brought it back, wasn't it? So yeah, cool. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's another thing to think about, Karen, in terms of Zoom stuff. I would like to do Zoom at some point. I think it'd be quite nice to get people on there. Thinking about doing some live lessons on there, and then you can play me bits back and I can see how you're getting on, which would be really cool. So let's have a look at Wild Horses then. This one's in the key of G now. We've got a few in the key of G tonight. So the key of G has one sharp, it's the F sharp. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. Okay, that's the key of G major. So our G chord that we start on, have you noticed that so many songs start with that one chord, don't they? It's that kind of home chord that makes you feel comfortable, makes things feel resolved, and it sets you off on a journey. So we start on there with a G. Then we've got A minor, which is the 2 chord, which is not the most saddest minor chord, but it does add a touch of melancholy. And the intro is mostly that. Now, I'm going to do a similar strum pattern that we were doing earlier. This time, I really want to miss out the second beat. So I'm going to strum 1, 2, and 3. So we want to miss out that 1.5, if you like, actually. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. So it doesn't really matter what strums you do. Just make sure to miss out the beat after 1. 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 1 and 2 E and. Isn't that really pretty, really simple? So just doing that down, up after that. So the intro, we just have G, A minor, another G, A minor, and then a G. Then we have what for many is considered the saddest chord. If you think of those chords as numbers in any key, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the chord based on the 2 chord, played as a minor, it has a real kind of heartbreak quality to it. And in the key of G, that's B, G, A, B. We play it as a minor. Notice when you hit that, it's just got such a sad quality to it. Now this one's quite tricky. You're going to bar the whole of the 2nd fret and reach over with your ring finger to the 4th fret of the G string like this. Okay. If you really struggle with that, just hit the bottom 3 strings of the 2nd fret. So when you're strumming, you're going to have to be careful not to hit that top string, and you can get away with that. But a full one, bar the whole of the 2nd fret, reach over here. And then we go back to the 1 chord. So you get that heartbreak of the 3 chord, followed by the resolution to the 1 chord. We've got the A minor again. Now the next measure, can you see how, if I point over here, this line here, we've got C with 3 kind of slash chords, or 3 slashes, sorry, written after it. Now those indicate that you're going to do 3 beats of C and 1 beat of D. Okay, so those lines indicate the amount of beats in a measure. So that one, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. You're just going to hit that D briefly before we go to the next chord. So if I just do one of those verses, you can have a little strum along. 2, 3, 4, B minor, G, B minor, G, A minor, C, 2, 3, and D and G. Just like that, okay? So not too bad, right? Let's just have a check in the comments again to see if that's... Yeah, cool, very cool. Okay, now I like to put a little bit of a rolled strum on that as well. So notice when I do the first strum down of every measure, I actually just drag on my nails over the strings. See how that creates this kind of drawn out strum? It just highlights the first beat of every measure, which I think is super nice. So yeah, cool. There we go. And David said when he counts chords on his fingers, I sing the numbers. Yeah, that works. Yeah. Ah, Amanda. Yeah, that CD is just like Romeo and Juliet we did by Dire Straits. So yeah, you're starting to pick up some of these patterns. Really nice, really nicely spotted. That's excellent. You got it. Now it happens again in the chorus. Okay, I'm going to come in on close cam again. So the chorus is A minor, C, 2, 3, D, G, F. Now that measure there, the G and the F, there's 2 chords in it. We know that a measure is 4 beats, right? So each of those chords is going to be 2 beats. So I'll do that again. A minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, D, 1, 2, 1, 2, another 3 C's, 1, 2, 3, B minor, A minor, 2, 3, 4, C, 1, 2, 3, D. Isn't that lovely? G, F, and C. All right. So there's quite a lot going on there in the chorus. If you struggle with that B minor that comes in just here at the end of this line, you can get away with leaving that out. All right, just go straight to the A minor. Just in case you're really struggling with that, just go straight to the A minor on that. Let's give that a go. Just a chorus, so you can get an idea of that. I'll do it with the lyrics, so you can have a try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. 2, 3, B minor. Wild, wild horses. 3, 4 couldn't drag me away. Really lovely, right? So I think you'll be okay with most of this. Now we've got 2 different things happening with the solos. On your lyric sheet, you'll notice that the first solo just says solo. It's fairly self-explanatory. Now we have chords for this. That one, if you're strumming, matches up with the chords over here. F, C, F, C, D, G. Relatively straightforward. That's a bit where if you're on the original, it goes... It's got like, you know, kind of like the backing instrumentation and stuff. Now, so if you're strumming, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, D, and G. Okay. Now, if you'd like to take a solo, and I'd love you to have a go, this is your G major, E minor pentatonic again, because we're in the key of G. So anytime you're in the key of G, G major or E minor pentatonics will do it for here. So that's what you're going to do on the first solo. On the second solo, you can again use exactly the same scales to solo. But if you're strumming the chords, the second one, the interlude we've written here, is just a verse, all right? So you just strum a verse, and then we've got the choruses either side, okay? So verse, chorus, then we've got those new chords for the solo, beginning with the change chord F, verse, chorus, in effect we do another verse, but you solo over the top of it. And then a chorus to end it. You'll be all right. You can do this, guys. You've got this. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song, I think, and a gorgeous one. Just a couple of questions come in just before I go over there. So that's. I'm really glad you mentioned that. Actually, Amanda. I'm going to bring Mike's comment on as well because it's just really lovely. So is it the same strum pattern with the 2 chords per measure? You can do, yeah, you can absolutely just do 2, 1, 2, and then just fill in the rest like that, so it's G to F. But if you prefer, sometimes when there's 2 chords in a measure, I keep it really simple. So rather than doing the strum pattern in that, I'll just do 1, 2, 1, 2. Literally just a down strum twice on each one. So I'll give you an example of that. If I just come in on the chorus, if I do the chorus. G and F and C. It actually creates a really nice change. So sometimes when there's more than 1 chord in a measure, keep it really simple. Just do 2 down strums on each, and I love that. It's why I have a I was trying to think of how to phrase it. I've got a video all about how about not to use strum patterns. Sorry, COVID brain is getting all foggy, and I find sometimes that one of the reasons I don't like using strum patterns is one of the best things to do in a song is come away from a strum pattern and do something completely different for a measure. So if you're doing one pattern over the whole thing, it can sound a bit monotonous. And that's a really lovely way of doing it. 1, 2, 1, 2, then you're back to it for the next one. And so on and so forth. So keep it simple. So that's it. And then finally, the sus chord. Amanda, you're asking all the right questions today because it's all the stuff, genuinely you are, I promise I'm not just saying that. It's stuff that I keep forgetting to tell people about, so you're really doing me a favour. The bit where it says add in sus chords if not soloing, really it's the G at the end of those solo chords. And the sus chords are where you take a major chord like a G, and you add either the second note of the scale. We do that to a G by adding an A, by actually taking this finger away. Sorry, one of my lights is just timed down. There we go. So if you want to turn a G into a G sus2, just lift this finger off. It's as easy as that. Let me come in close. So G, G sus2. Or if you want to turn G into a G sus4, we add the C note, which is the 4th note of G. Just by adding your little finger there. So G, G sus2, G, G sus4. And you can do those in any order. This was something that Keith Richards used to do a lot of when he played acoustic guitar. So he'd do this on a D chord, we're doing it on a G. So when you get to the end of that solo, add those sus chords in. It just adds a little bit of texture and interest, which is really lovely, isn't it? So have a little go at that. It's definitely worth a go. Absolutely. Okay, so David, I'm a massive fan of the Flying Burrito Brothers. I love them. Yeah, and I'm 100% with you on that. Definitely. Okay, let's try it from the top then. Just going to take a quick swig and then we'll take a little break afterwards before we look at Nasty. It's sugar-free Coca-Cola if my mum's still watching. Okay, I've got to be good. Okay, so here we go. Let's do it from the top. I'm just going to come up a little bit. Let's do it. Yeah. Okay. Intro first, then, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes our first verse. Childhood living isn't easy to do. The things that you wanted, I bought them for you. Graceless lady, you know who I am. You know I can let you slide through my hands. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild, wild horses couldn't drag me away. I watched you suffer, darling, in pain. Now you've decided to show me the same. No sweeping exits or off stage lines could make me feel bitter or treat you unkind. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild, wild horses couldn't drag me away. Solo? Sorry guys, went a little bit wonky on my chords. There she says. Now for verse. I know I dreamed you sin and alive, but I have my freedom. I don't have much time. Faith has been broken. Tears must be cried. Let's do some living after we die. Wild horses couldn't drag me major pentatonic. Go on, you can do it. Another verse, guys. Keep that solo going. Bring that solo to an end. Get ready for a chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Do the solo to finish. C, D, and G. Well done, everyone. Let us know how you got on with that. I think it's a beautiful song. I say that every week on every song, though, don't I? So I'm obviously a little bit biased because I get to pick them. I don't always pick songs I like, by the way. Sometimes I do pick ones that I'm not that keen on, but I know a lot of other people like. But that's one of my favourites. I'm glad the Rolling Stones did their own version of it because I think it is lovely with Mick's kind of crooning vocal and that lovely kind of gentle acoustic guitar from Keith rather than his kind of hard electric, which is nice. I'm just going to pause for a minute here, guys. I'm going to check through the comments in a minute, just to make sure I haven't missed anything important. Do chat away. I absolutely love it. We seem to be building a really lovely sense of community here with our Kanikapila and our Facebook group, and I love that. So thank you. So do feel free to chat away. If there's something that I miss, normally Indrani, Karen or Esther, who are my brilliant helpers, will bring it to my attention if there's a question or something I've missed. So a couple of things just to tell you before we crack on with our last two songs. Just as a reminder of this Wednesday's live lesson where we're going to be doing Ain't She Sweet. That one's going to be 3:30 this coming Wednesday, so it's going to be loads of fun, that one. It's kind of, like I say, a bit of a ukulele rite of passage, which I really, really loved. Want to say a massive thank you to, from the bottom of my heart, to all my regular contributors. Contributors for all their help. So your tips and donations, they really keep the lights on, so and keep me going and allow me to do these episodes for you. So if anyone wanted to donate, I'm really, really thankful. You can send me a tip on PayPal, just paypal.me/Ukroom. You could just send whatever, as little as much as you want, no need to go crazy. Or if you follow links in the description, you can buy me a virtual high five or a virtual cup of coffee and whatnot. Not because I'm greedy, but because people asked. Genuinely they did, I promise. If you go to the new page that I created, which is mattsteadukulele.com, which is here, and then thank yous, thank line you. You can find it via the website as well. Just look at thank yous in the menu. You can actually send me a regular payment if you wanted to. There's no obligation, but if you want to support me, you can send me a rolling monthly donation, which you can cancel at any time, and a couple of people have, and super kind, so thank you so much. Or just as usual, you can just send me your high five or cup of coffee. The reason I changed it over to this website is that PayPal, who are a little bit naughty, aren't they, were taking a ton of money off me, about a third of every cup of coffee and every high five, whereas via the website my payment processor on there is a lot kinder to me, so that's why I've done it, just so you know. Right, let's have a look at see what's going on in the comments. Let's have a look. There we go. All sorts of conversation about the songs that you can put. Yeah, cool. On the Facebook group, which is really nice. Oh, thanks, Phyllis. Yeah, at least this is a lovely one. This that Wild Horse is a great one to play back later. It's just really good, isn't it? So yeah, and yeah, there's a lot of conversation on the live chat about kind of performing videos, and I love it when you guys post videos to the Facebook group. Don't ever feel intimidated. I quite often, it takes me a few times to get one. In fact, one of my students is turning 70 next week, and I wanted to send him a video of me just doing a song, just say happy birthday. And I'll be honest with you guys, it was about the 17th take that I finally sent. So it happens to all of us. So yeah, you can take as many as you want. And the point about the Facebook group, remember, it's all about kind of helping us to progress. So we kind of don't want you posting perfect songs because that just makes everyone feel bad anyway, right? And also we want it to be really honest. So if you're struggling with a song, post it. We can always offer help and suggestions, but also it just encourages other people because some of you publish your works in progress, and it's really nice to see that with practice that they get better and better over the weeks. So don't worry about posting perfection. It's life's too short. Just post on there and enjoy it. Okay, let's have a look at the last two then. So, oh yeah, Cool for Cats. But before we do that, there was one more, wasn't there? Oh, there it is, Nelly Furtado. I nearly went over it. So this is a classic pop song, isn't it? Nelly Furtado. I wrote it down somewhere. 2000. This is from her album Whoa Nelly. I think I'm probably being really unkind saying this, but I think she was a bit of a one-hit wonder, wasn't she? I can't really think of another Nelly Furtado song, but this one was like pop classic, isn't it? So I'm glad to be doing it. This one is also in the key of G, and we're also using that 6 chord, which comes up a lot. So in the key of G, G, A, B, C, D, E. E is the 6th chord. The 6th chord is always a minor in any key, and you can tell that from the boxes as well because we've got those undercase Roman numerals to let you know as well. And of course you can use the chord box to help you with it written in there. So we have the 6th chord, which is kind of like a minor chord but not too sad to start off with. Then we go to G, which is the 1 chord, offers you a little bit of resolution. A minor, that is the sad chord. And you kind of feel it there, don't you? And then we have G, kind of not the saddest chord, 3 chord is the saddest, but almost sad. And then the change chord. We have another G. We've got that pesky B minor again. Go on, you can do it, guys. Now, to help you with that, if I come into this angle, it's just an excuse to use my other camera. Suddenly I turn blue for some reason. Notice that my thumb on the back of the ukulele creates a nice arch. What you don't want when you're doing these bar chords is for this to flatten down or this finger to fall back here, because then you can't get nice pressure on the back. If your thumb's over the top, it's really hard to get a bar chord to work. So ideally, your thumb, if I come back here, kind of wants to be behind your index finger or slightly to the right. Now, if I take my ukulele away and I twist my hand this way, it forces this index finger against the fretboard. So if I come back around the front, if I'm twisting this way, notice how by having the thumb to the right of the index finger, it forces it this way. So that's one way of doing it. Thumb on the back, actually to the right of this finger. If that feels a bit uncomfortable, what you can do is you can come to the left of it and create almost like a bit of a tripod. That way you've got an equal amount of pressure between this thumb, this finger, and your other fingers here. I actually prefer either this way or this way rather than being directly behind my index finger. I feel like I can use the mechanics of the ukulele better. So if it's here, it's going to be this side of the index finger pressing down. If it's here, it's going to be flattened across. Okay, just have a little experiment. The other thing is you'll notice the tip of my index finger is poking up. If it looks like this and it's too low, you're going to be using the least powerful part of your finger. The most powerful part of your finger is the lower part. It's where the ligaments are strongest. Ligaments, I don't know if I'm saying the right things, whatever it's called anyway. It's not muscles, is it? Because there's not really many muscles here. But it's strongest in this lower part of your finger. So if you do that, you're using the weaker part. So get it up high. And then finally, with this bar chord, try and get it as close to the metal fret as possible. So if you've got it here, it's going to sound like this. If you get it over here, it's going to clean up. And then finally, because you've got that thumb on the back, you've got that nice arch here coming over. It's not flattening down. All right, so that should help you a little bit with the B minor. Still a tricky chord, and I once had someone nearly thump me because they asked me how long it would take to learn bar chords, and I said about 5 years, and they thought I was being rude or jokey, but actually I meant it. It can take years to really perfect these, so you try them as best as you can now, but if they sound a little bit chucky, don't sweat it, just experiment, but just be aware it's going to take up a little while to build the strength. Remember, you can also cheat bottom 3 strings here, but have a go at it if you can with that B minor. Change into the A minor, you can bring it back here like this to the 2nd fret and then a C. So that's the intro. Okay, now this one we're going to do either a straight 8s, which is 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, just quick down strums with the nails of your right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Or if you prefer, you could do a 1 2 E and a 1 2 and 3 E and a. Let me just get this right. I need to practice this chorus again. There it is. 1 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So either straight 8s, 1 2 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, or you just thicken that up by adding some up strums, 1 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, it'll sound like this. Honestly, my brain's gone. So sorry, guys. I'm gonna carry on. I'm like a bird, I only fly away. I don't know where the soul is. I don't know where my home is. I'm like a bird, wanna fly, wanna eat, and so on and so forth. My brain just gone completely then. Sorry, but hopefully you understand what I mean by that. Just straight 8s if you're not sure. The verses and the choruses, you'll notice, are a lot more straightforward, right? So the verses, we just have G to E minor. Again, you can use my little G to E minor trick. You don't have to reset like this to the E minor. G to E minor, just reach over that little finger there. So G, E minor, again, E minor, one more. Then the next one, notice we've got G, D, C, D, C. Relatively straightforward. What's going on there, if you're into your theory, is we've got a play off between the 1 and 6 chord. So that's your home chord G and the 6 chord E minor, which adds a touch of melancholy. And then we've got a classic thing at the end of the verse where we have the 4 5 4 5. 4 introducing change, D introducing tension. And that's what's going on. The chorus is one of the most famous chord progressions of all time. A 1 5 tension, 2 melancholy, 4 C. One of the most famous famous chord progressions of all time, that 1, 5, 2, 4, used in loads and loads of pop songs. So relatively straightforward. Just going to check the comments a little because I feel like I missed loads of stuff there. So there we go. Ah, Peter, yeah. Where is it? Oh, I've missed loads of stuff there. She had a huge football themed hit. Oh, Forza. I didn't know that. See, I'm showing my ignorance there. Don't. Cool. Yeah, Peter, the back of my Bohannon, it's figured, it's flame maple, but yeah, it kind of looks like a soil sample, doesn't it? But really, really pretty. Bohannon's very, very clever. This is my one with the hologram on. If you get it in the right light, it says "Here be dragons" in Latin, just here. I can just make it out now. And this is the River Severn where I live, so it's where Bo went to town for me. Okay, let's have a look then, guys. I'm just checking. Mike has a problem with the A string on a bar chord playing true. It's quite often that sometimes your finger might be just dragging the string off the frets, but you just be patient with yourself. Just experiment going up and down. The other thing, Mike, that can quite often happen is the string can get caught in between one of the gaps under your knuckles. So just experiment with moving up and down, and you'll get there. Now, this one doesn't have a solo. We've got an interlude, but we've got some new chords rather than a solo for this one. So not too bad here. We've got a beautiful C major 7. That's the 4 chord played as a major 7. Creates a kind of almost like quite a floating quality, which kind of makes sense when it's a song about being a bird, right? Normally I would use my second finger for that one, but if you use your first finger for the C major 7, notice the E minor that follows. You can just put those 2 fingers down. Then we go to a D. We do it again. E minor. And then a normal C. Where it says interlude the final time, all those C's and D's, that's just a repeat. Just keep repeating C's and D's before the last chorus. That's a bit where it goes, and though my love is red, oh red, and though my love is true, oh yes. Just that bit there. We just keep repeating the C's and D's until we go for another chorus. I reckon we could do this one. It's not too bad. Apart from that B minor, this one's not too bad once you get into it. And that B minor only comes up in the introduction. So once you've got that out of the way, you can relax. The chords are relatively simple after that. Let's give it a go then, guys. Okay. So let me just get a rhythm. About there with each chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, let's give that intro a go, and then we'll give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor, G, E minor. I'm purposefully speeding up a bit because I started a bit slow. C, G, E minor, E minor. You're beautiful, and that's for sure. You'll never fade. You're lovely, but it's not sure that you won't ever change. And though my love is right, and though my love is true, I'm like a bird, I'll only fly away. I don't know when the can remember how that bit goes, but hopefully you'll forgive me because I've got COVID brain. We're going to hit a D and then we're going to do the chorus. Sorry, guys. Actually, we're going to go C to D now. Lord, my love is red, 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 red. This bit's alright. I know my love is true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, I'm just scared. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Though we may fall through. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a bit everyone knows, thank goodness. I'm like a bird, wanna fly away. I don't know where my soul is. I don't know where my home is. Baby, all I need to know is I'm like a bird, wanna fly away. I don't know where my soul is. I don't know where my home is. I'm like a bird, wanna fly away. I don't know where my home is. I don't know where my soul is. I'm like a bird, wanna fly away. I don't know where my home is. I don't know where my soul is. I'm like a bird, gonna forget the words, 'cause I've only got a little brain in my bird head. Oh no! I thought I was doing so well tonight, COVID or no COVID. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't even blame that on COVID. I think that was just me being daft and getting lost. I'm so sorry, guys. Just goes to show I need to listen to these songs more before I attempt to play them, don't I? Because I don't know that one well enough, apparently. Oh, sorry, guys. And thank you. That was my best interlude ever. Oh, goodness. There's always one that I completely muck up, isn't there? And it had to be that one. Never mind. 1 out of 5's not bad. I should speak too soon. I could probably muck up the next one as well. But we'll see how we get on. Okay, one more song, guys. Thanks for bearing with me tonight. Honestly, I'm all a bit of a fog, so you've been very patient with me. I haven't seen too many laughing faces or angry faces. Good. There we go. Oh, that's good. Good. Thank you. Oh, good. Manjo, it's those little things sometimes that help, isn't it? Those little things. I love when I go to ukulele festivals. I love dropping in and on other teachers' workshops because it's amazing those little nuggets of advice that you can get, like that little G to E minor thing. There's lots of things like that can just help you big time. In fact, that the idea of putting your thumb on the back to the right of this index finger, that came from a workshop that I went to of Aaron Kime on clawhammer of all things, and it just stayed with me. And it's kind of a useful tip, and that's the way I do those chords now. So yeah, funny how these things stay with you. So anyway, thanks for bearing with me, guys. I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right, guys. I can do one more last one, I think. So yeah, it's fine. And everyone, it's all right. I don't mind if you laugh at me. You don't have to live with. You don't have to live with me. Don't have to laugh with me. I don't mind. It's okay to laugh at me. It's all good fun. Right, let's have a look at our last one. Now this one's oh gosh, see, it's all going wrong now. It's all gone a bit all right on the night, hasn't it? Where are we? Just need Harry Hill to come along, don't we? You've been framed. Okay. Now this is one of my all-time favourite songs by Squeeze. This was written by Chris Difford, and a lot of the Squeeze songs were written by Glenn, weren't they? But I kind of love Chris's writing. It's proper like cheeky cockney chappy. And this song was basically, he said that he was sat at home and he was watching an episode of Davy Crockett on a Saturday afternoon. And then it's basically all about him watching this episode of Davy Crockett, cowboys and Indians, all that sort of stuff, and then going out for a night in the East End, a night on the town. And so there's lots of cheekiness, there's lots of double entendre, and there's lots of things that are like just about acceptable that you can get away with. The one thing that's a little bit awkward, and Karen noticed this, and I'm really thankful to her. So in Canada, particularly, obviously the native North American thing is still a massive issue, you know, and the way that they're referred to, the way we talk about them, the way they're treated, obviously. Um, same with across a lot of America, isn't it? Them losing their reservations and stuff. It's a really sensitive subject. And the first verse of this song is kind of about cowboys and Indians, cowboys and Native North Americans, right? But it uses language which now probably wouldn't be acceptable. Language directly taken from a Davy Crockett television program. So it's not meant in an offensive way. It's just something that he's echoing that he was watching at the time. But because of that, I've made a really brave, hopefully a brave and right decision to drop the first verse. It didn't sit comfortably with me, and I thought, rather than kind of create controversy, I've just dropped that. So if anyone's wondering where the first verse about him watching Davy Crockett has gone, that's fine. I'm trying to be a bit sensitive. So that one's gone. There is still some quite tasty double entendre in there, but I think it's in a kind of a carry-on vein, and I don't think it will cause anyone offence. And it's just, it's of its time. It's just a great song. So there we go. So just to explain, that's where the first verse is gone, in case anyone thinks, what? That's not how it goes. So we drop in, instead of dropping in on him watching an episode of Davy Crockett, we drop on him watching an episode of The Sweeney, which is also about as unpolitically correct as you get, but it's acceptable. And I love, Esther's done a drawing here, and I think it's absolutely amazing. Esther, you've totally outdone yourself. It cracked me up. So it's The Sweeney, isn't it? The guy, what's his name? We were talking about him, me and Esther and Karen Nindrani. The guy, he went on to become Morse. John, gosh, I've forgotten his surname. Anyway, it's him and his partner. Shut it! So, yeah, that's what's going on there, because we're talking about The Sweeney. Now, this one's really fun. The chords are kind of thick and fast, but they're not too bad to do. Oh, I'm glad I accidentally flipped a page there, because I forgot to mention some important things. Don't forget, in the back of your sheets, you've got some amazing, fascinating facts here about wild horses. And I didn't realise the thing about horses meaning heroin, so I was completely innocent of that, because apparently the same thing applies to America, which is really, really fascinating, but some really, really fascinating facts there. And there's some cool bits about I'm Like a Bird there as well, so thanks, Karen. That was genuinely really interested in the horses thing. I had no idea, and it really kind of opened my eyes a little bit, which was kind of fascinating. Plus we got some really cool animal facts, which I think is absolutely cool, and I always approve of that, as you know, because I'm big into my conservation. Then we've got our puzzles, and I think as I play through this last song, I'm gonna get Esther, Karen, or Indrani, whoever wants to volunteer for this week, to give the answers to these. And I'm going to be totally honest, I've not worked them out. I think I know the rebus, because it could be kind of 3 different things, and I'd be interested to know which it is, because I can think of almost 3 different things that one could be. So we'll let Esther give the answer to that one, so we know for sure. Have you found the cowbell, the welly, and the pants? Have a look, see if you can find them. And then we've got these great riddles as well. Yeah, I've not got any of those. So I'll be interested in seeing the answer. Okay, right, back to our last song. So thanks, guys. Thanks for all your help with sheets this week. Really, really appreciate it, guys. So this one, the chord progression just happens again and again and again. We're still in the key of G. I try to keep it relatively consistent across the weeks. So we've got G. Now this one I am going to do really straight 8s. So I'm either just going to strum all downs, like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Or if you feel like thickening it up a bit, you could do down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. But I actually like the kind of constant build feel that you get from those straight 8s. So keep it simple, basically. So we start from G to E minor, which is going to look like this. Here's our G to E minor trick again. Remember, pop-tastic minor chord, the 6th one. Then the C and A minor. Again, not the saddest chord, that would be the B minor, so we're just having the A minor. And that's the intro. It's also the first part of the verse. Now the next part of the verse has a couple of chords that people might think, oh no, that's scary chords, we've not done those before, but actually they're all right. E flat, you just need to put 2 fingers in the middle 2 strings of the 3rd fret. I'll use my 2nd and 3rd fingers and then reach back with your index finger to the 1st fret like this. Okay. Really unusual. It should be an E minor in the key of G rather than an E flat. But Squeeze used to like breaking all the rules, especially Chris Difford. Alright, goes like that. Then we go to a C minor, which is just barring the bottom 3 of the 3rd fret. Now I've got a bit of a tip for this. If you're doing your E flat like this, you can just put your little finger in. It cancels out this finger, right? So once you've got the E flat down, next bit's not too bad, right? Just keep doing that. The other option, which Esther's kindly drawn in, which was a really good idea, is by doing these as bars. So if you want to do an E flat bar, it's like this, barring the whole of the 3rd fret, little finger up here at the 6th fret. See that? So 3 and 6. The reason this one's nice is that to go to the C minor, there's another version of a C minor up here. In fact, it's that B minor we played in the last song, just moved up. So that one would, if you want to do this version, would be like that. Or, okay, either of those is completely fine. And then the chorus, which really is just like the end of a verse. We've just got that G, E minor. Sounds like it's doing the same as before, C. But this time we go to the flatted 7th chord. Don't worry about the theory behind that for now, but just F. And then G, E minor again. Okay. That flatted 7 chord is used in loads of indie songs. So Squeeze were quite a strong influence on bands like Blur, and we found that used in a song by Blur, didn't we? That flat 7 chord comes up quite a lot. So let's just have loads of fun with this, guys. Let's just really go proper Cockney and have a bit of a laugh with it, and not take it too seriously because it's a little bit mad. Now, if you want to do a solo, you know it by now, right? It's going to be our G major pentatonic or E minor pentatonic. Let me just remind you quickly, just super quick. The G major is starting from the C string, and it's 7, 9, 7, 10, 7, 10. That's our my go. Or the E minor pentatonic, which is 4, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7. And we're going to do, I've actually made the decision on this one that we're just going to do that after the 2nd chorus and the final chorus. So we're going to end with a little instrumental, and we're going to come in after the 2nd chorus, all right? Where it says interlude after the 1st chorus, I want you to ignore that. After the 1st chorus, we'll go straight to the 2nd verse, because I think it just works better the way we've chopped the song about doing that, okay? So it goes 1st chorus, then we'll do an instrumental verse and chorus, then verse, chorus, and we'll do another instrumental. So basically just keep going verse, chorus if you're playing the chords and you can't go wrong. Alright, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Oh, Indrani, you've not heard this. Oh, you're in for a treat. Let's see if I could do my best Chris Difford impression. I'll try and go full on Cockney geezer for you. Okay. What I might do is just play, I'll play that intro twice just to kind of give us a bit of a warm up into it. Alright, everyone, let's give it a go. Let's just have fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've mucked up already. Pretend I didn't do that. Start again. I'm gonna do this right. I'm determined. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweeney's doing 90 'cause they got the word to go. They get a gang of villains in a shed up at Heathrow. They're in and out of Wandsworth with their numbers on their names. They're counting out the fivers when their handcuffs start again. It's funny how the missus always look the bleeding same. And meanwhile at the station there's a couple likely lads who swear like how's your father, and they're very cool for cats. They're cool for cats. For cats. To change the mood a little, I've been posing down the pub. On seeing my reflection, I am looking slightly rough. I fancy this, I fancy that, I wanna be so flash. I give a little muscle and I spend a little cash. But all I get is bitter and a nasty little rash. And by the time I'm sober, I've forgotten what I've had. And everybody tells me that it's cool to be a cat. It's cool for cats. Take a solo. Get ready for another verse. Shape up at the disco and I think I've got a pull. I ask her lots of questions as she hangs onto the wall. I kiss her for the first time and then I take her home. I'm invited in for coffee and I give the dog a bone. She likes to go to discos but she's never on her own. I said I'll see you later and I give her some more chat. It's not like that on TV when it's really cool for cats. It's cool for cats. One more instrumental. Cool for cats. Sorry guys, I couldn't resist copying that up for Indrani since she asked, or since she said she'd not heard of it, so sorry for going a little bit mad there. Yeah, oh, hi! Apple and pears, apple and pears. Get out of my pub. Right, okay, that's enough of that. Sorry guys. West Country boys shouldn't do a Cockney accent, that's for sure. It's so kind of tongue-in-cheek and ridiculous, isn't it? But I love it. I love Chris Stifford. I got to see him play at the Malvern Theatre a few years ago, and he did all the squeeze hits. It was just absolutely brilliant. So let me know how you got on with that. God blimey. And brilliant, guys. Thanks again for all your support. Sorry for having a bit of a foggy head tonight, but hopefully hopefully I'll be feeling better. Did you see that Intrani just reminded me of something? Did you see that video of Rishi Sunak last week? I don't want to go into politics, but it's hilarious. No, Rishi Sunak, he's a billionaire, isn't he? And super posh and everything. And he gets to the end of this speech at business convention and he starts doing all the Cockney jargon. It's just like, oh man, it's the most cringy stuff, almost as cringy as me doing Cool for Cats. But yeah. Oh, thank you. Bob Dylan. Thanks, Esther. Well, thanks for sticking by me tonight. I hope it wasn't too crazy and ridiculous, but I had loads of fun anyway, and I hope you did too as well. That's the main thing. Thank you, guys. I'll stick around just for 10 minutes or so, just in case there's any questions with anything. I missed the answers. I can scroll back, but I'm being lazy. Did we get the answers for rebus and stuff? I perhaps didn't give you time enough to do it. Oh, bless you. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, guys. Just checking. There we go. Yeah, I can't. No, I don't think we did. So yeah, what were the here we go, drum rolls please. We're gonna get the answers. Oh, Amanda's doing it. Cool. Riddle, horse is called Friday and the number is 7. Oh, John, your wife probably wants you to disown me now. Thank you. Oh, John, by the way, I'll email you properly, but I got the audio off working at the weekend, so I'll tell you all about it when I see you properly. But thanks, mate. Okay. Cheers, Phyllis. You take care. You take care. So yeah, I wasn't sure, Esther. I wasn't sure if it was cut price or half price. The one with the rebus. Let's have a look. Let me see if I can bring it back. I'll bring those back on screen for a minute. Oh, Amanda got it right. Well done. Nice. Let's bring the screen up so everyone knows what we're talking about. There we go. It's cut price. Okay, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure about the rebus. Yeah. No, Esther, I didn't get it. Oh, made it really small. What was the one about it gets wetter the more it dries? I couldn't work that out. Is it something to do with wine? I wasn't sure. I don't know. Thanks, Mike. You take care, mate. Thank you. Yeah, it gets wetter the more it dries. Yeah, that the cut price one. I wasn't sure if it was half price or cut price. That makes sense. Cut price. Cool. Oh, Indrani thought it was price drop. There we go. Hey Esther, do I get 2 points for that? Okay. Just whilst I'm waiting, I'm just keeping half an eye on the discussion because I still didn't get the the it gets wetter the more it dries, and I won't be able to sleep it tonight unless Esther gives me the answer to that. I know you probably already have, but let us know. Oh, is it ice? But just whilst I'm waiting for that, don't forget that I'll be hopefully here, COVID willing. It's entirely possible I haven't got COVID and I'm just coming down with a cold, but seeing as Sharon's got it, I've got a horrible feeling it probably is COVID. But I'm hoping to just about pull through for this one. I'll confirm it tomorrow anyway. But we've got the live lesson this Wednesday, 3:30. It's going to be a real fun one, so I hope we are able to do it. And just a reminder that there's no Kanikapila next week because it's a bank holiday in the UK. But we will be back in 2 weeks' time. So no Kanikapila next week, but we are back in 2 weeks' time for the next one. And we're going to do songs that have been TV themes. So I'm quite excited about this. Not kind of like cheesy, you know, kind of play your cards right type of stuff. We're going to do, say, the handbags and glad rags from The Office and things like that. And we got the Detectorist theme, which is really, really beautiful. Oh man, that's great. That's a great riddle. It was a towel that gets wetter as it dries. I like that. And David says, when is a door not a drawer? When is a door not a door? When it's a jar. Yeah. I had a question and I completely skipped over it. Sorry guys, let me just have a look. Okay. Question for the solo. When the chord is a flattened one, for example, F rather than F sharp, do we alter the solo accordingly? Well, that's a great question. Esther. The reason I'm pausing is because it's kind of interesting for a couple of reasons. If you're doing the major scale, technically you should, but this is the beauty of the pentatonic scale. So Esther's saying, you know how in the key of G, when we play F, it really should be an F sharp, because the G major scale is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. And Esther's saying, because we have an F chord rather than an F sharp in Call for Cats, for instance, should we play an F note rather than an F sharp? The answer is, yeah, Esther, on that chord, technically you should be avoiding the F sharp. But the reason I paused, because it's interesting, is because that's the beauty of the G major pentatonic. When you do that G major pentatonic scale, the notes we play, we've got G, A, B, D, because we're missing out C, E, and G again. We actually miss out the F. And that's the reason why guitarists and ukulele players love playing pentatonic scales, because it cuts out some of those notes which are most likely to clash with certain chords, and that's one of them, because it's a real common thing to use that F rather than an F sharp. And to make sure you don't clash with the F chord, yeah, we just miss it out altogether when we do pentatonic. If you're using a full G major scale there, Esther, because it does sound nice, doesn't it, to use major scales, you would want to hit that one whenever you're on that F chord. And it only happens every now and then in the song, but you would, yeah, you'd want to avoid the F sharp. But again, that's a beauty. That's the beauty of the pentatonic. Don't worry about it, basically, which is cool, right? That's why they're invented. Apparently they're the only scale that they found in use historically on every continent of the earth. So all major cultures have used the pentatonic scales over the years because they're so useful, because they go well with all sorts of chord combinations, which is brilliant. Get some good jokes coming through today. Thanks, Amanda. Thank you, guys. I think I am going to head off for my hot toddy and have a relax. My tummy's rumbling as well, so it must be dinner time. I'm going to have a late dinner as well. So yeah, I'm going to put this up because this is brilliant. Oh no, I missed the first. I've given you the punchline and not the thing. So where is it? What's brown bubbly, sits in a gum tree and has lost a lot of weight? A Coca-Cola. You guys are nuts. I love it. That's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you again for all your support. If anyone wants to send any tips here or follow links in the description, thank you for putting up with all my craziness tonight. And I'm sending all my love from the bottom of my heart. Have a brilliant, brilliant week. Perhaps I'll see some of you Wednesday and we'll catch up soon. Take care, everyone. Much love and bye for now.